How to make a book. Materials you will need. A screen. You can find this at any home improvement store. A picture frame. A brown paper bag. A pile of newspapers. A mortar and pestle. A rectangular bucket. A hole puncher. A box cutter or scissors. Some kind of thread or rope to bind the book. A hot glue gun and glue. A large bucket. 2 plastic containers. A 1 cup measuring cup. And most importantly, water. Making the paper. Take the picture frame and open it up. Discard the cardboard backing. Remove the glass from the frame. Hot glue the screen to the picture frame. Fill the large bucket halfway with water. Stuff the newspaper into the large bucket. Let the paper sit for 24 hours. After 24 hours, take the paper out and wring out the water. Take the paper and start to rip it into little pieces. Once they're all ripped up, put the pieces in the mortar and pestle and grind them into a paste. If the paste gets dry, you can add a little bit of water. Now put the paste in one of the plastic containers. The paste should have almost a ground meat texture to it. Take the rectangular bowl and fill it halfway with water. Add 1½ cups of paste to the water. Stir the paste into the water. It should feel smooth to the touch. If it's too lumpy, that means that you added too much paste, yet if it's too thin, that means that you didn't add enough. Put the screen and the frame into the water and let it sit for a few seconds. Take the frame out of the water and make sure to keep the frame horizontal and steady. Place the glass back into the frame. Let the frame dry for a few minutes. Hold the frame steady and flip it over to have the paper transfer out of the frame. Slowly and gently lift up the frame and the paper will remove itself from the frame. Gently pat down on the paper to seal up any holes or cracks. Let the paper dry in the sun for a few days. To make the drying process go faster, use a hairdryer. The sheet of paper is dry after you can touch it and pick it up, and it will not crumble. It should look dried out and almost like parchment. Assembling the pages. After you've made a few sheets, we can now start to assemble our book. Cut the sheets in half with a scissor or box cutter. Now our paper is starting to look like a book, even with these cool little edges to them. You can either keep them or trim them off. Using the hole puncher, punch out holes in one side of the paper. Using the brown paper bag, make a cover for your book. Don't forget to punch holes for your cover too. Now it's time to write content out on your pages. I decided to use a German fairy tale that I wrote. Now it's really starting to look like a book when we flip through the pages. Even though I'm not that good at drawing, I decided to draw little pictures that went along with the story. This was my favorite. It's supposed to be a dragon, but I don't think it turned out quite the way I planned. Now it's time to give the book a title and decorate the cover. Take the rope or thread you have and cut out pieces to bind the book. Tie a knot into one end of the thread or rope so that the book will stay bound. Put the thread or rope through the holes that you punched and add the pages in. Don't forget to add the cover. Now tie another knot into the rope or thread to really bind the book together. Trim the edge so it has a cleaner look. And as a finishing touch, I decided to add a little color to the cover of my book.